Now let's take a look at ByteDance's endeavors in the gaming industry. ByteDance has been investing heavily, of course, in gaming studios while trying to produce their own games in-house. Its investments are taking place at a rapid pace, and ByteDance has acquired a few gaming studios, that have produced viral games. Now, since 2017, ByteDance has acquired or invested in 29 gaming companies, 4 distribution platforms, and over 10 studios in China. One very well-known example of its recent acquisition of Moonton, which developed Mobile Legends. If you're not familiar, that is a huge viral adventure role-playing game on your mobile, of course. We've included this table with a few of the other notable investments and acquisitions. A few others that can be mentioned are Ohio, Newverse, Pixie and Aeoli Game. And although these, and altogether, these firms cover things like casual leisure games, independent games, as well as titles for more serious hardcore gamers and cloud games. Additionally, ByteDance's gaming division now has more than 2,000 employees, as we mentioned. Now, here's to why ByteDance is in video games and what they might gain from being a serious player. Firstly, games naturally fit into their advertising revenue stream. Some of the most popular games have millions of players every day, of course, making it an attractive proposition for clients looking to advertise. And games are one of ByteDance's highest revenue generators for advertising in China. The second point here is that the gaming industry itself is a great revenue stream. Sales are not just about the game itself, of course, not about the single downloads, but there's potential for things like selling add-ons or top-ups in the game. And this applies to both casual and fervent gamers. Of course, you have things like where communities and fan bases can be built around the games, opening up opportunities for merchandising and other peripheral products. You also have esports, and large-scale events like tournaments that can scale from city to city, from country to country, and of course on an international level. And there are things there are, of course, exhibitions and conventions as well. So we've covered how ByteDance makes plenty of investments externally, but what about internally? Let's take a look at its approach in developing games in-house. Now, ByteDance releases different types of games to casual gamers, ranging from strategy to puzzles to role-playing adventure. And the company uses these games to collect data about active players. And this data then provides ByteDance some idea of what games would be attractive to more hardcore players. Of course, that being said, it's questionable if that may be enough, as hardcore games require much deeper understanding of the industry and the gamers themselves. Moreover, just like in education, ByteDance is not producing much original content, so it remains to see if it can rise up to that challenge. I do have to say though, given the number of acquisitions of the other developers and other studios and companies, perhaps ByteDance may eventually build up that capability. Maybe a game that pits the player against an AI opponent, right? And one great release will give ByteDance the recognition amongst serious players and recognition from the video game industry itself, of course, if they are able to pull it off. Now, moving swiftly on, we'll come to the last bit of our presentation today. So we'll talk about, and of course, we know that ByteDance's B2C apps have taken center stage. But ByteDance has also released various B2B apps. And the examples we'll talk about today are Facial and Volcano Engine.